I guess since my first movie review of 2016 was a horror movie, it only makes sense that my last one of the year is a horror movie as well, since this was a pretty good year for horror overall. Ouija, Origin of Evil. So funny story is that I actually saw half of this movie like 2 months ago, like the day that it came out. I went to the theater and I saw half of this movie up to about the 45, 50-minute mark, and then because of the weather, the lights just went out in my theater, and I'm like, oh, like, that's funny, I'll probably get it reset in like 5 or 10 minutes or something. But then that theater was special the way they ran the projector, so they said, alright, it's gonna take an hour for us to get this thing back online. And I'm like, you know what? I'm exhausted, it's Friday night, it's been a long week, and I have to be up early tomorrow, so I never walk out of movies, but, you know, it just, this movie's okay, I'm not gonna miss anything like huge, and it would just go home, I won't do a review, it's fine. So anyway, I actually got around to watching the second half of it now that I'm trying to finish up the movies I missed in 2016, and I want to review for you guys, because it was pretty good, actually. The first half that I saw, I'm like, you know, this is cool, they're building the characters up, I really like these two daughters and the mother, I like the situation that they're in, and having them be kind of, these people running a seance that's actually kind of a scam is interesting, but then the tables get turned on them, and they become part of it, like a mysterious haunting thing themselves. I thought it was a really cool premise, having, the people who are scamming people actually get scared, which was, just a cool thing to see executed in the movie, and overall, these characters work well together. I've seen the mom and the two daughters, have that kind of family relationship, the question of like the dad who had just passed away and everything like that, not a spoiler, and then the role that the priest plays in the movie, and then a potential love interest comes into the movie too. Seeing this character dynamic is really interesting, and having characters that are well developed in a horror movie is really important to making the horror movie effective. I think the characters are well developed for this entire thing, and I think that makes for an efficient third act, which I won't spoil for you guys, but you're so invested by the third act of the movie that when everything happens in the third act, it's more meaningful, I guess. Not to mention the scares in this movie are pretty good. There's jump scares here and there, but overall seeing this possession is very, very interesting. It's not as cliche as what the trailer makes it out to be, where it's just like the daughter's like back arches and everything, and then she like has the white eyes and like the mouth wide open and everything like that. There is something more to it, and you do see kind of how she's possessed and like what the cause of it is, which I found to be very interesting as well. The only problem that I have with the movie, it's funny, I left about 45, 50 minutes in, and the movie's only an hour and a half, because that third act, as I watched it at home here, was very not as good as the first two acts, I want to say. It starts to become convoluted, and it becomes a lot of stuff that you're like, this is confusing. You feel like they're trying to go for some kind of just like overall, touching theme or some kind of thing that like makes you think long after the movie, where really it just confuses you and doesn't make a lot of sense. So if I did have a complaint, I wish they kind of executed that third act a little bit better. But overall, I thought the characters were pretty good. I thought that the plot progressed pretty well through those first two acts, and the ending was cool, if a bit confusing. Ouija, Origin of Evil isn't the best horror movie that I saw in 2016, but it was an entertaining one, and just added to why this year has been great for horror films in general. And guys, I'm going to end up giving Ouija, Origin of Evil a B. I think it's something that if you're, scrolling through FX one night and you happen to see it on, give it a shot. It's not too bad at all. I didn't see the first Ouija movie, heard it was terrible, so I'm going to guess it's way better than that one. But guys, those are just my thoughts on Ouija, Origin of Evil. Be sure to leave your thoughts in the comment section down below. And as I said, this is my last movie review of 2016. Be sure to keep an eye out for my best and worst of the year lists. Those will be coming at you quite soon. You guys can also go over to mymoviethoughts.com for tons more posts from me. Subscribe to this YouTube channel for more posts from me as well, and you guys can go over to Twitter and follow me. I'm at John M. Hayeck. Links to all three of those in the description down below. You guys can also like this video, comment on it, share it with some friends. I am John Hayeck, and as always, thank you guys so much for watching.